Good evening. Fires are burning across large parts of London tonight as more serious violence breaks out on the streets of the capital for the third night in a row. The latest trouble started in Hackney in the east of the city late this afternoon before spreading to Lewisham, Peckham and now in the last hour to Croydon in South London. And these are the latest pictures live from Croydon, where a furniture store has been ablaze for at least an hour now. For the first time since the trouble began on Saturday, the violence has also flared outside the capital in Birmingham. The Home Secretary, Theresa May, has called the attacks sheer criminality and said those behind it would be brought to justice. In the last hour, it has been confirmed that the Prime Minister, David Cameron, is cutting short his holiday and flying home tonight. Our first report is from our Home Affairs correspondent, June Kelly.
The smoke is a signal of the mayhem in the distance. The death of a man in one part of London has triggered a wave of violence in neighbourhoods in the north and south of the capital. In Hackney, the disturbances began in the early evening. The police said they would have more officers on the streets of London tonight, and here they moved in force. So all around this area, the cordons are now going up. For the second night running, we've got copycat acts of violence. This is what the police feared, what they're calling pure criminality. This group are looting an off-licence, one of them carrying away a whole box full of drink, a shopkeeper's livelihood slowly being removed. And tonight, to the south of London, this was Croydon, a furniture store in flames. And this was the view of one local eyewitness.
They don't care. I've never seen such a disregard for human life. Nice little anarchists. I hope they have a nice little party. I hope they rot in hell. Because the grief they have caused people, the fear they've put in people's hearts, decent people who have done nothing to anyone, and the fear in them.
This is an area which is miles from the shooting which has triggered this unimagined spiral of violence.
Let's be absolutely clear that there is no excuse for violence, there is no excuse for looting, there is no excuse for thuggery. The police will obviously deal with any emerging situations as they consider best appropriate for those situations. But I am absolutely clear there is no excuse for looters or thuggery or violence on the streets.
In Peckham, a clothes store was being turned over, people helping themselves as others looked on. A bus was burnt out. Police were guarding a supermarket, but they couldn't stop a pharmacy being attacked. And from the country's most senior police officer, an appeal for help in stopping the law-breaking.
We have a lot of police officers on duty, but I do urge now that parents start contacting their children and asking where their children are. There are far too many spectators who are getting in the way of the police operations to tackle criminal thuggery and burglary. And I'm imploring that people within those communities actually start clearing the streets to enable my police officers to deal with the criminality that is occurring in front of them.
In a development which will alarm police and politicians, tonight the trouble moved outside London. This was Birmingham, vandals and looters out in the city centre. Social media has played a massive part in the spread of information. Police have warned that anyone inciting violence through social networking sites could face prosecution. The technology company BlackBerry has said it will try to assist the authorities in tracking down the troublemakers. A fatal shooting by police last Thursday has become the trigger for an unimagined chain of destruction. The sense of crisis is underlined by the Prime Minister's decision to cut short his holiday and return home. June Kelly, BBC News.
Well,